you guys have decided to come back and hang out with us once again with our top five series. I appreciate you because this new YouTuber, we definitely need the push, but I like what I'm doing. We're doing this. We're having this fun journey together, and you are joining us to hang out with those guys. That is those Red Wings in Detroit, the iconic, legendary Detroit Red Wings. They are on the clock. So we're going to go through those bad boys in just a moment or two. But as always, if you enjoy the hockey content we do, and any other of the lovable, entertaining, wonderful stuff, whether we do the sports takes, the food reviews, and all sorts of variety we do on this thing, there's that thing called a subscribe button. You want to go ahead and if you do like all that, please hit that button. We do appreciate you. You'll get alerted for all the new stuff that's happened. As always, we appreciate you. Now, we always talk about like what exactly do I have to go by to figure out, how those guys in Detroit have lasted. They are an original six, and they were also known as the Detroit Cougars in 1926. And they turned into the Detroit Falcons. And then they had a guy by the name of good old James Norris who bought the team and became the Detroit Red Wings. And we know that famed wing wheel that we've known all these years. And I'm actually tuning in with all the lovable stuff that you've seen here through the place that I'm going to do my homework that I have been doing my studying a little bit is that NHL uniform database. You get to see all the templates that they have done in all the certain time frames that they've had. Shows you all the little knick-knack games they've done, whether it's a Winter Classic or whatever. And you can see all the different stuff that we have here. And we remember exactly what Detroit means to basically the league. They have, if I just scoot this over a little bit, 23 Stanley Cup appearances. They have won 11 of them. And the last time they won it was 2008 when they faced the Penguins, and they were in that elite stat with those bad boys in those nasty boys in Detroit. They were on that little bit of a dynasty back then, but they were winning game. They were winning all those things. I'm trying to point out all the things. What I remember is winning them. I don't remember most of the ones back in the 30s, but 97, 98, or yeah, 97, 98, they won back to back, and they tried to go for a three-peat, but Penguins beat them in 09 and 7, and then we remember 2002, and then we remember 2008 as well. So I'm trying to look at my time here because, quite honestly, I don't have a lot to talk about because, quite honestly, you see nothing but red and white. We talk about this in the jersey collection community. Doesn't matter if it's post to post, BW, the jersey guy, all those guys, Jersey Zone, does not matter. Detroit will always be a blue blood, but Detroit does not change their stuff hardly ever. You could literally put a briefcase of jersey concepts for them to change. Now I'm good. This is who we are. And we remember a little piece of this one. Like, this is kind of what they went with. And if I remember correctly, I have to go back and let's go back and do the actual math. They went with something like that back in 1927, and that was in I believe, if I scroll down, let me just do this. Let's just go ahead and do this. That was a 75th anniversary jersey that they did, and wore that for a little bit. That was the 75th anniversary jersey but that was also the inspiration for the second reverse retro. Now, one thing we know about the Detroit Red Wings, they did their two reverse retros. Neither one of them were that good. Neither one of them. Now, I will say this pretty much on every like video I do with this series. Collectors will try to find these jerseys. Even this one, I could try to find this and probably get a deal on it, but not a lot of people bought it. But at the same time, you flip the coin and people will try to find it because nobody wanted it because that was that bad of a jersey. This was in fact that 75th anniversary in that 1927 series. This was that was the inspiration for this jersey here. Then we go to this one, which was the first reverse retro, and this, let's just be realistic. Don't get me wrong, it's sharp, it's clean, it bobbed. This is the closest thing to a practice jersey that every majority, about 90% of the jersey collective in the continental US and even Canada and anywhere else will tell you this did not move. I mean, you could probably find this now. But if you do, kudos to you. But it's not a bad jersey, but that's just the thing. Sometimes Detroit does not want to change a lot of things, which is going to bring me to which is going to bring me to my top 10. And but before I get that, there's also that one other one that I showed you. And this was actually, if I recall, this I believe was I think this was I think this was the Heritage jersey that they did. And I'm going to go back and look that up real quick, and it was the Centennial Classic that they actually played that. I'm fiddling around with here with that. Let's just get rid of that. Yeah, that was the Centennial game that they played, and I think that was the game they played against Toronto. I think I could be wrong. I think they played that at BMO Field. So I could have been wrong. Throw me a comment if I'm wrong because we're getting these done. So now I want to get to my top five. Now the only thing that I have to do now, if you'll excuse me for just 1 second. All right, I kind of had to do a little fiddling around because we completely forgot about this one right here, and this is actually the Stadium Series for the a little bit. I mean, it's not the actual like photo. I had to find something really quick. Um, this is the actual Stadium Series that they're gonna be wearing against the Columbus Blue Jackets, and this is in bad. It could be better, but you could probably say that to every jersey they've done. Nameplate is nice, and I like the nameplate on it. The cursive is just so old school, but it's all. But you don't want to get thrown into a thing of they didn't try hard enough or whatever. But Red Wing on the logo, Stadium Series. They also had that little tag on the back that actually has the octopus eyes on it. So Hockey Town on the collar, pretty cool. But I'll get to my top 10. Let's just fly through this real quick. And I'll just go to one of the stadium games that they played. This right here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're just going to go back and just flip forward. This right here is the 2009 Winter Classic that they played, and they wore this, I believe, if I do my math correctly, I believe they played this against Chicago. And doesn't have the patch on it, but this is the concept. But the big, excuse my language, this is a family show. The big D is something different to throw on the front of the jersey besides the winged wheel. And it's not bad. It's a good concept, and it's a good piece template to use if you want to actually do a third jersey or something. Let's just burn through this. Number 4, let's just go to the other one that they use. This actually is the Stadium Series game that they use, and this is the Stadium Series, and they used this in 2016, and I believe this was the game they used against. I think they used this against Minnesota. I think, and if I'm wrong, throw a comment in. But this one has some character in it that they could use this as a third jersey. I mean, red and white, you're not changing anything. They won't change a thing. That's the nice. But the collar texture on that with the text, you got the 1926 on the back, the big stripe down the middle. It's a great concept to throw for a third jersey or specialty, city edition, whatever. Nice change on it. I know the numbers are huge on that too, but that's what you want if you're doing a Stadium Series. You want outside the box. I'm going to go 3, 2, and 1, and I'm just going to go easily. The 3, and that's basically the simple road jersey. It's iconic. It used to be their home, then it became their road. There is nothing bad about this because it is clean. There's no patches, no nothing. You go right to number 2, and that is the home jersey. This is iconic. It's red and white. Nothing crazy about it. It is literally what they have used for over, God forsaken, almost 90 or 100 years. They're not changing. And then I go to number 1, and it's actually something, if you have to remember really, really close, that's the Winter Classic that they wore. That I think personally, and I know this is my top 5, but they wore this against the Maple Leafs at the Big House in Ann Arbor, Michigan, where they got 110, 120,000. This jersey is a banger. I really like this, and they went cream color on the stripes. You could easily do this. I mean, that's the old Red Wing logo with Detroit. Toronto has something similar to it, and they both wore solid colors in that game, blue and red. If you remember that game, it went to a shootout. Toronto won, but that stadium was half and half, blue and red, all over the place. I'm actually stoked. If I could try to find this jersey, I would, because this is a difficult jersey to find. And I'll tell you what, it's hard to do Detroit because there's all these different ones, and we hope and wish. And I want to run this. I'm gonna wind this one down and shut the bar down. Detroit does not change a whole heck of a lot of anything. They really, it's not even that's an actual fact. They don't change a lot of anything. They don't want to change anything. And you could sit there and say, "Hey, let's get you a black jersey." No, I'm good. Let's get you like a silver one. Let's do a red jersey, but let's do that D logo and do something else. They will not change for a whole heck of a lot of anything. They don't need to, which is in this day and age with Bettman, he wants to have different things on that. This is now up to Fanatics now to go with, you know, talking to every single team. Hey, what can we do for you? What can we do? This, and that. Well, we got to find out what Fanatics wants to do. So down the road, I mean, Detroit does not change a lot, and we know that for a fact. They're that iconic of a brand. Which one was your favorite? Do you remember most of those Detroit ones? You made it to the end. I appreciate you. Thumbs up, chuck a like, throw a comment in. As always, try to remember which ones that you remember for the Detroit Red Wings. Such a legendary concept. Next time I see you and we do this top five things, we go back up to Canada because we're going to see the Edmonton Oilers. So, with that in mind, I'm going to throw this right at the camera, and I wish you guys well. And I'll see you, Bloody Legends, in the next one. That is the Detroit Red Wings, and that is exactly what I remember. They've been around forever. So, see you guys in the next one.